What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What is going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing. What's going on, you guys? Okay, yes, indeed. Now, this is actually the closing to my week. As you all already, most of y'all probably already know that I am going out of town tomorrow. I'm going to Houston, celebrating Josiah's birthday with him all this weekend, honey. All this weekend. We're going to be together all weekend. We're going to get fucked up. We're going to be in the streets all this weekend. And I ain't packed a damn thing. And I need to. I ain't packed shit. But we will. But just to let you guys know that the chasing panel will be tonight at 9:15. Okay. It will be at 9:15 right after the Chasing Dallas episode, honey. All right. So be on the lookout for that. Okay. Be on the lookout for it, y'all. Oh, let me make sure. Let me check my bags in. I'll do that in a minute. I'm sorry, because I was just trying to check in on my damn check in on my thing. But anyway, y'all. So I check my bags in later. But anyway, y'all. So yeah, we gonna be out there. We're gonna be out there. We're gonna be out there, honey. But if you see us out, say hey. Don't be too scared to say nothing, honey. Don't be scared to speak or anything like that. Because I like the last time I was there. Someone ran into us at it was this club. It was called Off the Record. I want to say that was the name of it. And they had somebody seen us, and then they was some, I think they spoke, or either they were scared to speak. It was one or the other. But let me tell y'all, me and JoJo are probably the most humble people that you could ever meet. So trust and believe me, y'all ain't gotta worry about it. We ain't funny acting people. We are real, okay? We're real people. Just know that we real. I'm gonna try to do some videos before I leave though tomorrow. I gotta get up early and get myself prepared because I think my flight leaves at 5. So I'll be trying to get to the airport about 2 hours, an hour too early. Y'all know in the Atlanta airport always be packed, and I ain't nobody got time for that. So no. So I'm gonna try to get up early in the morning and get myself ready and all this other good stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So honey, if you see me out here in these Houston streets, make sure you say hey. Okay, make sure you say hey, honey. But what else I want to tell y'all, because y'all do know that I start these videos off at the 5-minute mark. I do start these videos off at the 5-minute mark. But yes, honey, y'all got so much to look. I always have to remind y'all. Y'all got a whole lot of stuff to look forward to this year. My book, web reality, so much more things that's coming up for me. I can't wait for you guys to see it and support me in everything that I'm doing. It's going to be amazing. Trust and believe me. Okay. And we already got 100 of y'all up in here, so I really appreciate that. Let me see. Picture Baps when they saw LL Cool J in the airport. That's going to be me. Oh my God. Let me look. I could tell y'all so many different experiences that I had since I've been in Atlanta of people meeting me in person. It's the craziest shit. It's the craziest shit. Like, I'd be like, y'all doing all that for me? Oh my God. One of the best reactions that I ever got, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this so we can start, was when me and Jamar was at the K Michelle concert about 2 years ago. We was in line and we met like 3 or 4 people that knew us from being on YouTube, honey. And this girl almost hyperventilated when she saw me and Jamar together. Like, she almost hyperventilated. We took a picture with her and everything. And it was like so sweet. That's all I can say about it. It was real sweet. But it's always sweet when people that watch us see us in person. It's always very sweet. I really appreciate y'all. So just know that. But let me see what moderators are in here. I know Two Feisties in here. There's Sharice, there's Kimmy. Hey Kimmy, there's Naturally Nola, there's Payne, and there's Catherine. So my moderators are here. But let me just also say this before we start. I guess we'll start this at the 6-minute mark, y'all. Now, I may have to clean out this moderator thing for real. I've been thinking about it, and I feel like I have so many mods, and so many of these mods that I got don't even be in my chat like that. So now I need to clean out my closet like I've been needing to do for a long time. And it don't really mean like if your wrench get taken away, it ain't no shade, it ain't nothing like that. It just I gotta clean it up, because I got way too many mods. And I'm just going to keep the mods that I always see in the chat, like the ones that you see right now. These are the ones that I see all the time. So I definitely got to clean it out. And I'm definitely going to do that. But the ones that you see in here, they not going nowhere because they always in here. But the ones that's never in here or ain't been in here in quite some time, I gotta make it do what it do. Oh, this is my real life friend. This is Keefe, y'all. So make sure y'all say hey to my real life friend, Keefe. All right. But let me see. So we're about to go ahead and get this thing started. Now we're gonna be talking about nothing. This is nothing but housewife stuff. We finna talk about Kenya, Britt, and Porsha, as T was saying. Kenya, Britt, and Porsha. Okay. Now, Brit Eady finally then came out and did an interview today, and the people are talking about it, honey. And I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I thought that Brit wasn't even gonna do no goddamn interview at all. I thought she wasn't gonna do one because of the simple fact I've seen Kelly do interviews, I've seen Shamia do interviews, I've seen Porsha do interviews. Now Angela's starting to do interviews, and I'm like, okay, where's Brit and why she ain't doing no interview? But I guess Bravo said, we're gonna wait till this episode come out where Kenya exposes you for sucking, and after she exposed you for sucking, we're gonna put your ass out there so you can, go on this promo run like everybody else. And I'm like, okay, girl, all right, we see you. So that's what we got going on. So we're gonna listen to this. I'm not gonna put it on screen because I don't want no copyright strike. But we gonna get this thing going. Y'all know I gotta do this like a reaction live. So we're gonna react to this interview and all that stuff. Y'all know I'm gonna get my opinion as we go. And then after we get into Britt's interview, we're gonna go ahead and get into Kenya and Porsha and how they already beefing again, child. So let's go ahead and get this thing started.
I couldn't believe it because I came in there wanting to be apologetic and give her flowers, and I gave her a nice card where I wanted her to read it, and I left. And just to know that everybody started screaming, and I heard the commotion of everybody like running out of the door, and I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? And Kelly was just like, you'll never believe this woman put poster boards of the most nastiest, vile things ever. I mean, she came from my marriage. She called me, all types of very nasty names. And she showed explicit photos. This was your big moment. So for her to use this big moment to attack me, and to humiliate me, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was in bed for days. I cried. I had to talk to a few, I had to go to therapy. And just knowing that the internet, the world, my reputation, I'm a businesswoman. So seeing all these things online, it overshadowed everything. And
let me just ask you this, okay? Now, Britt, you talking about the photos and how it was going to ruin your reputation and shit like that as a businesswoman. Were you thinking about your reputation when you were sitting up here talking about, choppers and I got my stool and all this other stuff? Were you thinking about your image as a businesswoman then? I'm just saying. I feel like I don't think that you're lying about being embarrassed because you probably was embarrassed. You don't want nobody seeing you sucking. You know what I mean? Because listen, I don't want nobody seeing me either. Now, if you see it, you just see it. And I don't give a if you see it. Do I want you to see it? No. But do I give a no? Because everybody's, even the ones that say they don't suck, they suck. Now I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about y'all. But she was probably embarrassed. I believe she was embarrassed. That's just me. But she keep on talking about her reputation, and I'm like, girl, your reputation was already in the dumps when you decided to threaten somebody and make yourself look like a gangster and all that other stuff. Then you finna talk about Shamia's child later on in the season, so you weren't really thinking about your image as businesswoman. But we gonna continue on, y'all. Shout out to the 200 people that's in here.
I couldn't believe it.
Have you talked to Kenya since?
She has not reached out to me. Actually, she blocked me. So I would have thought at the very least she would have shown some remorse, or at least, even if it wasn't a public apology to me, I thought she would have at least reached out just to show that, she's sorry. And I haven't received anything.
If you could talk to her, like, what would you say? What would on your side of things? Because you said you were remorseful about bringing up the pistol of it all and all that.
I should have never done that. And I make mistakes. I was in a moment, I was triggered, and I did something that I wish I could take back. But what she did was a million times worse. So there's no way you can go around and play the victim now. And I would think that if we want to move forward, come to me, apologize, humble yourself, and I would be open. But that has not taken place. So I'm just disappointed how she's been handling it and being a victim. And, it's just been a lot of noise. And that's why I've been quiet, because sometimes you just have to wait it out and see what people naturally do. And I'm just disappointed in her behavior. And even just, she went on different shows. I apologize, but I'm the one that's owed the apology, not everyone else. And the things that she said, it's there forever. And I have to live with that, with my family, with my husband, with my career. And I think at the very least, I'm owed an apology.
I feel like this. Don't wait too long, because you ain't never getting that apology, Britt. That ain't never gonna happen. You ain't never gonna get that apology. And my thing about it is this: you ain't gonna never get no apology, and Kenya ain't never gonna get no apology either. And I feel like at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong for both sides at the end of the day. I just feel like Britt is, while she has a right to feel some kind of way about what Kenya did, I feel like she's not necessarily taking any accountability for her part in it. Like, girl, you did threaten that lady with weapons and shit. Like, you can't sit up here and threaten somebody and expect for them to apologize to you after you done threaten them. But it goes without saying, just because somebody threatened you doesn't mean that you got exposed, photos of someone that got you in a compromising position. I don't agree with that either. And let me also say this. I'm annoyed with this whole conversation because people cannot understand or grasp that two truths can coexist at the same time. And I feel like I've been repeating myself by saying this shit. Two truths can coexist at the same time. Brittany is wrong for doing what she did, but Kenya is wrong for taking it a step further by exposing photos. My thing is this: maybe we're all different. I don't know. But if somebody threatened me with a pow, the last thing I'm thinking about is exposing them in a compromising position. That's the last thing I'm thinking about, to be honest. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But that's the last thing that I'm actually thinking about, to be honest. That's the last thing I'm thinking about is, exposing somebody in a compromising position. That ain't what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about beating their ass. But that's just me, though. That's just me. Because I feel like if somebody threatened me, I ain't finna be antagonizing them by exposing their damn photos in a compromising position. You know what I mean? And if I don't feel safe with them, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, why would I go the extra mile and do that? And that might push them to do something else to me. They already threatened to do something to me already. So if I'm putting out, them photos and shit like that, then they might do way more than what what they said they were gonna do. You can't underestimate your opponent now. You know what I mean? Production not protecting Kenya is some BS though. If Kenya was afraid, why would she do something to expose a person who's been threatening to shoot? Should have went to the cops like Dr. G. I agree. Kenya is a queen. She's not about that fight life. Well, queens don't do what she did. A queen would never allow a peasant to get them that worked up that they're gonna make their whole damn opening be about the peasant that tried to threaten them. I'm just saying. Neither party deserves any sympathy, if you ask me. Neither party. That's how I feel. Neither party. That's what I think. But, you know, it is what it is. Let me see. As a company, production and the network has to provide a safe working environment, and it's known to be frowned upon when outside legal gets involved. I'm going to do you one better. Today, I found out one of my coworkers got in trouble for saying, "Don't make me go to my car." You see what happened with you? You know what I mean? Like, they got suspended. So my thing about this is when you know, that's why I felt like Britt should have got suspended because she threatened someone. You know what I mean? Like, you don't make them type of threats to a mother and then think that you're not, and then think that you're supposed to get away with it. Absolutely not. But that's why I keep on saying I feel like production stepped in and told Britt, "Let me tell you something, bitch. You better go and apologize to her. You better go and talk to everybody and say how bad you want to apologize, because if you don't, you finna get fucked up and you're gonna lose your job. Go do damage control." That's what I feel like this was. And that's probably why she looked better in the situation than Kenya did. Let me see. If I'm afraid for my safety, I don't care what's frowned upon. F the show at the end of the day. I agree, friend. Jennifer Aiden and Danielle was playing whack-a-mole on New Jersey, and they still both kept their job. From what I was told, they were suspended. It don't look like they were suspended, but from what I was told, they were suspended. But, you know, for a day or two and then went back to work. That's what they did. But child, let me go ahead and continue on with this.
It's no secret then that she left the show. So how did that change for you going forward? How did the dynamic shift?
Well, I was a little disappointed in some of the ladies, and I thought they would have my back more. I thought they would be more supportive. And I just feel that because she has been around for so long, I think nobody wanted to just step on any toes or just, not have her back. And wrong is wrong. And a lot of these beautiful women, they have a family. And I'm just like, how would you feel if you were put in the situation that I was put in? And that's when I'm just like, let's use logic. Nobody would want to go through what I experienced. And I'm so grateful that I was not in that room when that happened, because that would have been a moment where she was looking to trigger me and she was looking for me to act out. She was not threatened by me, because you don't do something like that if you're threatened. So for her to do that, it was all premeditated. She had no, she was never interested in making things right. She wanted to embarrass me. She wanted to humiliate me. And this was her big moment. So why would you do this at your big moment for someone that you're threatened by? Why? Why would you do that?
Did some of the other ladies though rally around you? Because I know, like, in that moment,
Kelly rallied. She left. All the ladies were disappointed. I mean, a couple of them stood back. Maybe Drew and I think Angela. No, she did come, but they knew it was wrong. But I felt that they still wanted to support her, and that's what I didn't like. Sometimes you have to stand on business and say, this isn't right. and hold your friends accountable. If someone is really, truly your friend, they're going to tell you when you're wrong, not sugarcoat it, not pretend like it's okay or she deserved it. No, wrong is wrong. And that's why I was disappointed with some of the ladies that they were just like, well, no, you couldn't imagine being put in that position. And that's why I was just a little hurt by the ladies. And it was a very emotional time for me when I needed everyone's support. And I'm grateful that in that time, Kelly was there for me. Cynthia had my back. Porsha, which was a friend of, well, still a friend of Kenya, she came there and was just like, I couldn't do this. And, you know, it's an unfortunate situation. And I'm so glad that I wasn't there because she wanted to potentially take this opportunity from me. And she was like, see, you should be gone. And I feel like we're all here to support each other, to support each other's businesses, to be a sisterhood. And it was disgusting.
You brought up.
It was a bad look though. It was a bad look. I never be okay with it. But at the same time, Britt, though, you sitting up here talking about how you was in men's magazine showing your ass in high school, how you was a damn, a players club dancer at the age of 15 and all this other stuff, but you're so offended by this whole situation. And again, Kenya is wrong, but it's just that Britt is playing the victim too much. And I just feel like, girl, you really barely got any accountability for you threatening that girl with them pow-pows and the whips and chains, whatever S&M shit you got going on. You barely got any type of accountability for the shit, honestly. But all I'm saying is, I don't know. I just feel like both of their ass was wrong though. Like, that's just how I feel. I feel like both of their ass was wrong. And I think that Britt is trying to keep her foot on Kenya's neck because, everybody wants Kenya to come back to the show. So she finna keep her foot on her neck so she can't come back. She gonna try to pull a Candy and block Kenya from coming back. But at this point, I don't know if Kenya really gives a fuck about coming back to this show. To be honest, that's what it's looking like to me. So I don't know. I mean, who knows? Let's continue.
Kelly and how she was supporting you, but I found it interesting, her recent Instagram post. I don't know if you saw it.
I saw it.
But she posted photos from that night, including one with Kenya, and then a meme that said defending somebody and then experiencing why nobody likes them is so humbling. What is
what's crazy about that? And you guys are going to watch it unfold on the show. There's a lot of things that happen that people aren't going to expect from Kelly. She's going to really show a side that nobody saw coming. And I was very disappointed and just seeing her flip-flop. So it's one thing if we're not friends and, you could feel however you feel, but to go back on your word and to say what Kenya did, wasn't wrong, that's just flip-flopping. So just because you don't like me right now does not make what she did right. And I just think Kelly just wanted to insert herself because, it is what it is. Sometimes she has to be the center of attention. And it's just unfortunate that something that was so nasty and vile, now she's in support of. And it's no secret that Kenya isn't here. So how are you still supporting this woman? And you went to war for me during this situation. So if you went to war for me, how can you go back on what she did? Because her actions didn't change. It's just we're no longer friends.
And
well, she does have a point there, y'all. And I like Kelly. But if you thought that it was disgusting and trifling and all those things when you was friends with old girl Kelly, it do kind of look kind of sickening to see you trying to be okay with the shit now that now that y'all not cool no more. It's giving fake. I'm just gonna be real about it. Whether I don't fuck with you no more or not, if I was on your side and I was riding with you the whole damn time when the shit went down with you, then at the end of the day, I feel like I'm not gonna turn, like, I might not fuck with you, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sit up here and agree with what this person did to you when I didn't agree with it from the very beginning. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna do that. So that does kind of look a little fake, but at the same time, we got to see what Britt did, you know, to Kelly down the line, because they were friends. They were really, really close. And I don't know what happened. So we got to see what really went down for her to be on the side that she's on right now.
Why are you guys no longer friends? Solely because of this reason, or were there other things that came into play?
This has nothing to do with it. But you guys are going to see further in the season what unravels between Kelly and I, because we came in as a nice duo.
Right.
And, you know, just my relationship with Kelly, I met her through a mutual friend. And she just, you know, she was very warm. She wanted to, you know, do a lot of, you know, things together. And I trusted her. I trusted her. You know, I supported her. I was there for her. And just to see how things unfolded, I was just very disappointed in her. But at the end of the day, I still don't have any ill will towards Kelly. I wish her the best. I'm just, she's not really a great friend.
I'm surprised
Some of the things
by that. Okay.
It's not things that you do to somebody that you really love and care about. So I'll just say that.
And what?
But you guys will see later in the season.
The way that this season, I know it's your life. Like it's just so good though. Like there's so much drama. Like
there's so many layers.
So many layers. Where like I'm shocked right now by hearing that you and Kelly.
You know what? I was very shocked about what took place with Kelly because, you know, I'm someone who I don't open up to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who pours into people that I love and care about. And I felt that I was manipulated. Wow. And, you know, I have so many mixed feelings about Kelly, but to the core, you know, I really loved Kelly.
Do you think you guys could get back to a better place?
I hope so. I hope so.
So it's not like a thing.
I am somebody that's forgiving. I am, but she said some hurtful things, and I definitely said some hurtful things back. But the reason why we aren't friends is what I think is going to surprise a lot of the fans. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Wow. Okay. That was a twist. I was not.
I need for her to blow her damn nose.
Seeing that coming whatsoever.
But I think she's a great mother.
Yes.
I think that on the outside looking in, it appears to be a great friend to everyone, but it's unfortunate to see her flip-flopping back and forth.
Right. You just said that you're a forgiving person. So now I want to ask, would you forgive Kenya if she genuinely said she was sorry?
You know what? I would have forgive Kenya, but I honestly feel that she's not interested. She feels that what she did was okay, and how she's still carrying on. She's carrying on like she's the victim. And so for that, I think if things would have played out differently in the aftermath of all this, then I'd be like, you know what? Let's sit down, let's talk, let's move forward. But it's a two-way street. I can't be the only one that wants to move forward when someone secretly wants to just stab you in your back. So I'm disappointed. And I wish things were different because, I mean, she's a beautiful woman. And I think, you know, she had some great things going on. I think we would have made an amazing cast, all of us ladies together. And it's just unfortunate that she did that to herself.
Right.
So
would you film with her again if that was something that came back?
At this moment, today, I would not film with her. But if there was an opportunity for her to grow from this situation genuinely, not just saying what she wants to say for the fans, but if she was genuinely honest and genuinely interested in making things right and to humble herself and come to me and apologize and have that real conversation with me, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. It's not what the fans think. It's not what, you know, behind the scenes with production or Bravo. It's not about them. It's about her and I. And she has not made it right. So that would have to happen for me to be open to a relationship with Kenya.
Well, let's be real. Y'all ain't gonna never be cool. Y'all ain't never gonna be friends. You ain't apologizing. She ain't apologizing. If King come back to the show, you ain't filming with her and she ain't filming with you. So one of y'all gonna have to get the fuck. Because when you got two people on a reality show that ain't trying to film with the other one, it fucks up everything dealing with the show. We got to be honest. So, but you got to blame Kenya for allowing herself to give this lady the upper hand in this whole situation, because that's really what it boiled down to. She didn't gave this lady the upper hand, and now she's calling the shots when damn Kenya is the goddamn veteran of this goddamn show. So it's like, how you gonna let her call the shots and you the vet? You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. It is what it is. But I just feel as though, girl, it's crazy. That's all I can say. Now, Porsha, lying ass Porsha. Let's get into Porsha, honey. Now, Porsha then took her ass to social media, because you know Porsha got her YouTube channel and stuff like that. And she even said that a housewife who is still on the show tried to get Kenya Moe fired multiple times. Let's listen to what she's saying.
To the season after that, and it was very unfortunate because I had great plans for us, you know what I'm saying, and I still have great plans for us when she comes back next year, or if she comes back next year. I hope she comes back next year, but we'll just see what ends up happening with that. And I didn't want anybody fired. I definitely wanted just for somebody to be maybe reprimanded, maybe some episodes or suspended or whatever. But there is a housewife, again, who is not the same one, but there's a housewife that's still on the show right now that went several times to try to get Kenya fired. And that was crazy to me, because how are you going to do that? How are you going to go? I've never called for somebody to get fired. I mean, at the end of the day, we all working, trying to make a living for our kids and our families. And I would never, at the end of the day, call for nobody to get fired, okay? But this person went behind closed doors and asked for Kenya to be fired multiple times. And this person is still on the show. And it's really funny because, yeah, anyway, we'll save that for later. That'll come out later. But let's sip on that. Put a pin in that too. We lost Kenya for the rest of the season.
Now, who y'all think she's saying tried to get Kenya fired? A lot of people in this chat is saying that they think that it's Kelly that tried to get Kenya fired. And it probably was Kelly. I mean, she probably did try to get her fired with this whole Kenya and Brit situation, because Brit was her girl, and she probably did try to get her fired. I don't know. It might have been Kelly, but I don't know who else it could have been. I don't think it's Drew. I don't think it's Cynthia. I don't even think that it's Angela. So I think it could have been Kelly. I ain't saying that that's true. I ain't saying it's in the Bible. I'm just saying that I think that it's Kelly. But I don't think that it's Shamia either, though. If it's Shamia, I'll be very surprised. Now, if it's Phaedra, that's some nasty work if it's Phaedra, because like, you mean to tell me the way Porsha be up Phaedra's ass, y'all really believe that Porsha finna sit up here and throw her ass under the bus? I don't think so now. I don't know. You know how she is now, so I really don't know. But let me see. So who knows? I don't know. Now, we're about to go to the other part. Now, let me tell y'all something real quick. Now, I don't know if y'all look at Jessie Woo's channel or not. I don't know if y'all do. But Jessie Woo did a live review of this past episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta with Justin J, right? Did it with him. And in the interim, she stated that Ming Lee, okay, was the one that put the tea out there, was the one that gave Kenya Moore the tea on Brit Eady, because she don't like Brit Eady. Okay. And Ming Lee is a friend of Kenya's. And not only is she a friend of Kenya, she a friend of Porsha's. Okay, she's a friend of Porsha's. She's on. She's not only is she a friend of Porsha's, but you know she's cool with Shamia. You know all them. She cool with all them girls. You know I think she cool with Candy. You know she in the ATL clique with Mungetta and all of them. Yeah, sure was. Now, if you don't know, Ming Lee was being tested to be a housewife of Atlanta, honey. Okay. She was one of the names that was put out there to be tested. She was one of the people that Kenya pitched to the show to be tested. She ain't make it. So now Ming Lee is on Basketball Wives. Her and Ty went to Basketball Wives now because they didn't get their shot on Housewives of Atlanta. So they went over there to Basketball Wives now. So they over there. But yeah, Kenya tried to pitch Ming to be on this show and it didn't work out. But the tea was from Jessie Woo, because she said it right alongside Justin J. She said that Ming Lee was the one who gave Kenya the information on Britt. Now, Ming Lee done spoke up now. Now, someone said, girl, they said you are the one who provided the revenge pics to Kenya of your ex-boyfriend's ex-girlfriend, Brit Eady. Low down. Ming Lee said they lied. Case closed. So then someone else said, you messy for telling Kenya that girl business. Cute though. Then Ming Lee responded with, the internet told that girl business. What I know is still in my phone and I'm not on the show. Not my monkey, not my circus, okay? Now, Ming Lee, baby, I think that you would have been better off not even responding. Because I feel like by you even saying that shit, by you saying, oh, whatever I know is in my phone and all this other shit. I feel like by you saying that, girl, please, you telling us that you got some information in your phone. So you didn't do yourself no favors by trying to respond and thinking you getting somebody together. Because even with that response, I still think that you had something to do with it. Listen, I'm just saying, I still think you got something to do with it, even with that response. Am I wrong here? Do y'all think so too? Because I don't think she did herself no favors by responding, to be honest. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest here. I still think you had something to do with it. Because you talking about whatever, because what I know was still in my phone. Why you got some stuff in your phone about this girl anyway? Let's talk about that. Why you got some stuff in your phone now anyway? Girl, I'm starting to believe you did get that lady that stuff. Ain't nobody stupid and ain't nobody dumb, baby. You gave that lady that stuff. And if you gave that lady that stuff, it's all right, girl. You just gave that lady that stuff. I believe you did, man. But okay. It is what it is. It is what it is, child. That's all I got. Now, we're going to move on to Porsha. Now, Porsha stated...
There is a house...
Porsha stated that it was a housewife who is still on the show that gave Kenya Moore the explicit photos of what's her name? Of Brit Eady. Let's get into that. Shout out to the 400 people that's in here.
Housewife, still on the show right now, who gave Kenya that nude information. No, I'm going to expose that. Everybody needs to know who she is. That was crazy to me. There is a housewife still on the show right now who gave Kenya that nude information. No, I'm going to expose that. Everybody needs to know who she is. That was crazy to me. There is...
Okay, now, after
a housewife.
After Porsha said that, Kenya came out and Kenya stated, absolutely no one on the show gave me anything. Stop using my situation for clickbait. From the desk of Kenya Moore. Okay. Now, Porsha responds and she says, that's a lie. We talked all day and night, and I personally went to the network / production and fought for you because before you showed her underage explicit pics. You hear that? Let me read that part again. That's a lie. We talked day and night, and I personally went to the network and production and fought for you before you showed her underage explicit pics. Porsha is saying that Britt was underage when those pics came out. That is what that's what Porsha said. I also went after as well because I was hurt that you had to leave. I checked on you because I cared and care. I'm not your enemy. Now, I want to know where Porsha get underage from. That's what I want to know. I want to know where she got underage from. Because who said that she was underage in them pictures? Now, listen. Y'all know Porsha lies. That's number one. You know she lies. You know she lied. You know she lies. That's number one. Number two, you know Porsha full of shit. You know she full of shit. You know she full of shit. And number three, she be making up shit as she go. I don't know who in the hell said anything about underage pigs. I don't know who the hell told her that. But this is my first time hearing anybody saying it. So Porsha, you might want to shut the hell up because you loud and probably wrong at this point. You might need to shut your damn mouth up. And Kenya might need to start responding because this ain't doing her no favors either. Now, Nene then, join this conversation. Nene. Now, Nene reposted an old clip of Kenya talking smack about her not being on the show. Let's get into it.
The network is sending you a message. You're not as important as you think you are. The message is very clear. Either the network feels that you're still a valuable asset on the show, or they don't, and you're replaced or phased out, and you just have to move on. That clearly means that the network is sending you a message. You're not as important as you think you are. The message is very clear. Either the network feels that you're still a valuable asset on the show, or they don't, and you're replaced or phased out, and you just have to move on.
Well, I'm going to say this. First of all, it'd be crazy to me because I be thinking Nene be cool with these girls, and then she turn around and then she be sharing little shady shit like this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be thinking she'd have moved past this shit, but then when something like this happens, it's kind of like, girl, you ain't never gotten over that bullshit and you still mad. I'm gonna start off by saying that. Now, however, she does have a point though. Kenya was walking around here doing interview after interview, acting all gleeful about Nene being phased out, about her not being back on this show. She was. She was. And she was popping so much shit about how Nene was speaking about the network and the production and things like that. Can talk and all this other shit. So I feel like this. Kenya is only dealing with the same shit that Nene dealt with a couple of years ago, and now Kenya is doing the same thing. The same way she says that the message is clear about what happened with Nene, the message been clear for you for a while, Kenya. From the moment you did that interview with Carlos King and you was telling everybody how they would cut out your scenes, they would do this, they would do this. They propping up Marlo, but cutting out your scenes and, doing this shit, all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Now it's happening to you. So it's kind of like, girl, what's really the tea? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really the tea? So I just feel like this is why you don't need to speak on nobody else's situation when it really ain't got a damn thing to do with you, Kenya. That's why I don't, even if I don't like you, Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that I don't fuck with. Even if I don't like you, I'm never gonna sit up here and take joy in what you're going through. Now, in the same breath, I might not give a fuck about what you're going through, but I'm not gonna laugh at it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna laugh at your misfortune. It's never cool to do no shit like that. So I ain't never gonna do that. And so, you know, at the end of the day, everybody get their turn, and it's yours. But y'all speaking out and shit and doing all that extra shit, y'all fucking up your own self. So it is what it is. That's how I feel. But you know, that's it. That's that. I knew this live wasn't gonna be that long. I knew it was gonna be about 45 minutes, and I think I did a good job within this 45, 46 minutes of being up here. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. But y'all know I'm gonna be back at 9:15 for the chasing panel and stuff like that. I gotta pack my shit and get ready for tomorrow and get ready for this panel all at the same time. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I really do. I love you guys. Thank you to my good friend Keefe being in here. Thank you to all my moderators. Thank you to everybody that's in here. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video, and I'll talk to y'all later. As we step out, make sure you guys support my two friends that have music out right now that's available on all streaming platforms, Tramiel and Carl. See y'all later. Bye.
On some whole shit. What happened to the Zeus fame? Then Bobby made you change your name. For sure, still searching for a ring. Pray these hoes find better days. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Nobody. Nigga never was a real one. Copping, please, spreading lies. What you hiding from? All these shows just an extra.
Little dance now, twerking on shit like
bad bitch, munch it up, cock goblin. Slapping ass on this dick, cock goblin. Gobble up his dick, bitch a cock goblin. Fuck him in his face, bitch a cock goblin.
attitude bad, but I'm better. Ass poke out just fat.